The objective of Shivaji Maharaj of establishing Swaraj is clearly expressed in his royal seal. The following Sanskrit lines are inscribed on this royal seal, that is Rajmudra. That royal seal was known as Rajmudra. It was written Prati Prati Panchachandra Lekhev Vardhishnu Vishwavandita Shah Sunoh Shivasheshya Mudra Bhadraya Rajate. The meaning of this: the seal will grow in splendor like the new moon. This seal of Shivaji, the son of Shahaji, receiving homage from the whole world, denotes the welfare of the people. The meaning of the inscription on the seal is very important from many angles. Through this inscription, Maharaj has expressed his gratitude towards his father. His confidence that Swaraj would expand continuously, his own experience of the respect that the seal, that is, Swaraj, commanded from all his commitment to the welfare of his subject and the certainty of ruling over his land independently. This short inscription covers the entire concept of Swaraj. Through the seal, through this Raj Mudra, through this seal, Shivaji Maharaj showed that how Shivaji showed his commitment towards the welfare of his people and the certainty that he will rule the land very independently and very fairly. Towards the establishment of the Swaraj, the forts situated within the Jagir of Shivaji Maharaj were not under his control, but were under the control of Adil Shah. During that time, the fort which were there under the Jagir of Shivaji Maharaj were not under his control, but they were controlled under the control of Adil Shah. In those days, forts were of special significance. With a firm hold over a fort, it was possible to control the surrounding area. If one had forts, one ruled the land. Therefore, Shivaji Maharaj decided to acquire the forts that were within his Jagir, such as an attempt to capture the forts amounted to challenging the Adil Shahi power. So, because of that, Shivaji Maharaj decided he should acquire the fort that were within his own Jagir. He captured the fort of Torana, Murumdev, Kondana, Purandar, and laid the foundation of Swaraj. He repaired the fort Murumdev and repaired it Rajgarh. Rajgarh was the first capital of the Swaraj. So this way Shivaji Maharaj he captured a fort and it was named the name of that fort was Murumdev, but after repairing Shivaji Maharaj renamed it as a Rajgarh and it was the first capital of the Swaraj. There were the Mores of Javli, the Ghorpades of Mudhol, the Savants of Savantwadi and other Sardars in the Adil Shahi. They were opposed to the cause of founding of Swaraj. It was necessary to bring them and other like-minded Sardars under control for purpose of founding the Swaraj. So during that time, some Sardars of Adil Shah who were working under the Adil Shahi like Mores of Javli, Ghorpades of Mudhol, Savants of Savantwadi, they were opposing the cause of founding the Swaraj. So it was very important, it was very necessary that Shivaji should bring them and their mind should also think same way as Shivaji thought for the founding of the Swaraj. Chandrarao More of Javli in Satara district was a powerful Sardar in Adil Shahi. He opposed the founding of Swaraj. Shivaji Maharaj attacked Javli and captured that region in 1656. During that time, Chandrarao More of Javli in Satara district, he was a very powerful Sardar in Adil Shahi kingdom. He was not in favor of founding the Swaraj. So for that purpose, Shivaji Maharaj attacked his territory, that is Javli, and captured that region in 1656. He established his post there, then he also captured Raigad. He attained a huge amount of wealth from Javli. After this victory, his activities in Konkan increased. He built Pratapgarh Fort in Javli Valley. In this way, the conquest of Javli increased his strength in all respect. So this way, when he conquered Javli, that time his strength also increased. After this, Shivaji Maharaj captured Kalyan and Bhivandi on the Konkan coast. There, he came into contact with the Siddhi, Portuguese and British power on the western coast. Shivaji Maharaj realized that in order to fight these powers, it was necessary to have a strong naval force. Therefore, he concentrated on building a navy. Shivaji Maharaj had started capturing the forts and Jagir and the surrounding area in the Adil Shahi territory. He had crushed the opposition of the Mores of Javli. The work of founding Swaraj had gathered momentum on the Konkan coast. So, this way Shivaji Maharaj started capturing the fort which were under his Jagir and the surrounding area in the Adil Shahi territory. And the Sardars who were opposing for the foundation of the Swaraj, Shivaji Maharaj crushed their opposition. The work of founding Swaraj had gathered momentum on the Konkan coast, and all these matters were a challenge to the Adil Shahi. At that time, Badi Sahiba was looking after the administration of the Adil Shahi. She sent Afzal Khan, a powerful and experienced Adil Shahi general, to curb Shivaji Maharaj. During that time, Badi Sahiba was looking after the administration of Adil Shahi. When she come to know that Shivaji is becoming more powerful in those areas, that time for crushing Shivaji's expend, she sent Afzal Khan to Pune. Afzal Khan came from Bijapur to Vai. He knew the Vai region well. A meeting of Shivaji Maharaj and Afzal Khan took place on 10th November 1659 at the foot of Pratapgarh near Vai. So this Afzal Khan, he was a very strong and brave Sardar of Adil Shahi kingdom. When he came to Vai region, he was very familiar to that region, and the meeting place of Shivaji Maharaj and Afzal Khan took place on 10th November 1659 at Pratapgarh near Vai. At the meeting, Afzal Khan attempted treachery. In retaliation, Shivaji Maharaj killed Afzal Khan. He routed the Adil Shahi army. Thus, Shivaji Maharaj paid compensation to the soldiers who were wounded in the battle. He rewarded those who had fought well. Those soldiers and officers of Afzal Khan's army who fell into the hands of Shivaji Maharaj army. Shivaji Maharaj army were given a good treatment. So this way, Shivaji Maharaj paid compensation to the soldiers who were wounded in the battle, and he also rewarded those who fought well. Those soldiers and officers of Afzal Khan, those who fell into the hand of Shivaji Maharaj, he gave very good treatment to them also. He not thought that they were the enemy soldiers. He behaved well with them also. After the annihilation of Afzal Khan, Shivaji Maharaj captured Adil Shahi forts of Panhala, Vasantgarh and Khelna. He renamed Khelna at Vishalgarh. That Khelna Garh was renamed by Shivaji as a Vishalgarh. Shivaji Maharaj had posed a big challenge before the Adil Shahi. Therefore, Adil Shah sent Siddhi Johar, the Sardar of the Karnaul region, against Shivaji Maharaj in 1660. When Adil Shah come to know that Shivaji's power is increasing in those areas, and he killed Afzal Khan also, that time he sent Siddhi Johar, Sardar of the Karnaul region, against Shivaji Maharaj. Adil Shah gave Siddhi the title Sar Naubat, title Salabat Khan, Rustame Jaman, Baji Ghorpade and Afzal Khan's son Fazal Khan were also there to help Siddhi Johar. And thus, this way, the Adil Shah gave Siddhi the title Salabat Khan Rustame Jaman. And Baji Ghorpade and Afzal Khan's son Fazal Khan, they were also with Siddhi Johar to help him in this expedition. In these circumstances, Shivaji Maharaj took shelter in Panhala fort. Siddhi soldiers had sieged to the fort for about 5 months. Shivaji Maharaj found himself trapped inside the fort. Netaji Palkar tried to raise the siege by attacking Siddhi's army from outside, but he couldn't succeed in it as his forces were merged because his forces were very small. Here it showed that Netaji Palkar, he tried to raise the siege by attacking Siddhi's army, but he was not succeeded because his forces were very small. Meager means small. Siddhi showed no signs of relenting, so Shivaji Maharaj opened talk with him. When Shivaji understood that here he is not so powerful as Siddhi Johar, so he opened a talk with the Siddhi Johar. This led to slackness in the siege round Panhalgarh. So for that, Siddhi Johar slackened the siege. Shivaji Maharaj took advantage of this situation. On this occasion, Shiva Kashid, a brave youth, came forward. He resembled Maharaj in look. He Shivaji Maharaj and sat in palanquin. Palanquin means we are telling palki. That one same is known as palanquin. The palanquin left by Rajdindi gate. It was captured by Siddhi's army. It was a difficult situation. Shiva Kashid sacrificed himself on the occasion for Swaraj. And here Shiva Kashid, he was knowing then when they will he will be caught by them, he will be killed. But even though he sacrificed himself on the occasion of the Swaraj. In the meanwhile, Shivaji Maharaj left the fort using another difficult route. He was accompanied by Baji Prabhu Deshpande, Bandal Deshmukh and some chosen soldiers. The Siddhi came to know that Shivaji Maharaj has escaped the siege round Panhalgarh and proceeded to Vishalgarh. His army pursued Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji Maharaj entrusted the responsibility of stopping Siddhi's army at the fort of Vishalgarh to Baji Prabhu Deshpande. During that time, Shivaji Maharaj entrusted this responsibility of stopping Siddhi's army to Vishalgarh to his very faithful soldier, faithful Mawla, that is Baji Prabhu Deshpande. Baji Prabhu Deshpande checked Siddhi's army at the Ghodkin Pass near Gajapur. He fought with the greatest valor. Baji Prabhu died a hero's death in the battle because Baji Prabhu's army held Siddhi's army at bay. Shivaji Maharaj could proceed to Vishalgarh. Baji Prabhu sacrificed his life. He died a hero's death, and because of his sacrifice, Shivaji Maharaj safely reached at Vishalgarh. While going to Vishalgarh, Maharaj also crushed the opposition of the Adil Shahi Sardars, Dalvi of Palwan and Surve of Srinagarpur. Maharaj reached Vishalgarh safely. While Shivaji Maharaj was trapped at Panhala, Aurangzeb, who had ascended the throne of Delhi, had sent Shaista Khan, a Mughal Sardar, to the Deccan. When Shivaji Maharaj was trapped at Panhala, during that time Aurangzeb ascended the throne of Delhi and he sent Shaista Khan to the Deccan. He invaded the Pune province. The conflict with Adil Shahi continued even as the Mughal army invaded the Swaraj. Maharaj realized that it would not be prudent to fight two enemies at one and the same time. Shivaji Maharaj was very clever. So he understood it is not possible for him to fight two enemies at one time. Therefore, after reaching Vishalgarh, safely, he entered into a treaty with the Adil Shah. As per the treaty, he returned the fort of Panhala to Adil Shah. So this way, as per the treaty, he returned the fort of Panhala to Adil Shah. So now, here children, in this lesson we understood the foundation of Swaraj. How Shivaji Maharaj from his childhood, for Shahaji Raje, the father of Shivaji Maharaj, his dream was to establish Hindavi Swaraj in Maharashtra, and he accomplished his dream through his son, that is Shivaji Maharaj. And in accomplishing that dream, his mother, his father, and his friends, his mawlas, they all played a very important role. We saw that his mother Jijabai, how she helped Shivaji to grow well, how she from his childhood she instilled the this one, truthfulness, modesty, vigilance, courage, fearlessness. Through some stories also, she encouraged Shivaji from his childhood. And his companions and associates like Baji Prabhu, Yeshaji Kang, Baji Pasalkar, Narhari Deshpande, these all also helped Shivaji in establishing the Swaraj. And Shivaji Maharaj, wherever he thought that he can't defeat the enemy, he made a treaty with them. So it showed that he was very clever. So I hope children, you all understood this lesson. Thank you.